ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 35 of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic.
Today, we are joined by a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am ZombieWho.
Awesome.
There you go, that's it.
Oh. Sorry, I feel like I cut you off there. I thought you were done.
The legendary introduction.
But yeah, no, ZombieWho is our special guest today. He's a pretty chill guy, and we got a lot of things to talk about today, I think.
Yeah.
First thing that I know, Cosmic, you wanted to talk about first and foremost was Mr. T Lexify getting banned on Twitter. And
I think...
explain to the audience a little bit who maybe don't know what's going on Twitter. What happened to Lex?
Okay. So obviously Mr. T Lexify, we all know him, top 5, top 5 guy.
Top 5 weeb,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. If you're part of the zombie community, you know who he is. I believe it was yesterday that he got banned off Twitter, and there's no explanation. There's hashtag free Lex everywhere. Everyone's like wanting him back and stuff. And he made a video just about an hour ago explaining the whole situation. And pretty much what happened was a DMCA from a bunch of his own content, music stuff. They didn't like that, right? So they targeted his Twitter. I'm pretty sure they got his Twitch. I think they demonetized 2 of his channels as Lex Lounge and the other one that isn't his main one. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure, right? If I'm wrong, correct me.
There's a few things that got just fucked up.
Yeah, and I don't know. He made a point where like things are just like you can't be vocal or do anything like that has any other form of content that might be in your content. It just gets like struck down, and it's no matter who you are as well. Like you're getting targeted no matter what. And I think that's just like an interesting topic for us to go over. What do you guys think of the whole situation? Like,
well, personally, I think it is ridiculous that they're targeting some of his videos from a long ass time ago, and that was the main reason why they did it. Because there's this thing called life, and people listen to music in the background, and they just like to vibe and chill. And I think it's very ridiculous that these DMCA suits, for lack of a better word, they're just doing shit like that. And I mean, I understand the whole copyright law, and like, they don't want you using it for monetary gain, but he's not making money off of Twitter. And then they went and attacked his Twitch and his YouTube channels too, which that I think is going a little too far. But we got a lively chat at the beginning of this episode. We got Zazu, Magna, Rage, Czar. Holy cow! What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream.
The whole gang's here.
The whole gang is here. But yeah, what do you think about this whole thing, ZombieWho? What do you think about it, man?
I mean, to me, it's just baffling and just out of the blue. Really, it's like Lex of all people. I mean, it's like you understand like if he'd done I don't know something that like warranted it, but I mean, really, it's like he's just being himself. It's like I don't really know what else to say. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Like, and the fact that Lex mentioned in his video, it's really hard to be original and creative, and this is proof of it. Or like, I'm paraphrasing, right? I don't know exactly what he said, but like, it's one of those things where people are trying to make content and they're trying to do something to themselves, and then there just happens to be some sort of copyright. It doesn't even have to be music. It could just be a sound too. And like, it could just destroy you. And you can't make money off of everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I found out that the Juggernog song is copyright. The Juggernog Perk jingle is copyright. Know that. I made a video like a year ago, right? And it's like I hardly ever get any copyright claims on my YouTube channel, but this was one that I got. And it just, I can't make money off the video. And, that's where it should end. That's where it should end. Just, I can't make money off the video. Okay, whatever. I'll move on from it. Or I can choose to mute the audio, and then it's like, okay, you're good. You can make money off of it, So it's like little tiny things like that are just ridiculous to me, because it's Call of Duty Zombies. Like, who doesn't want to listen to Juggernog? Who doesn't want to listen to Quick Revive?
The thing is with that as well, and like think about when you're in game and stuff, right? And these things are happening. Like in a way, you've paid for it because you've bought the game, right?
Exactly.
So you know what I mean? Like it's the same sound as if you're going to go into the game and do all that stuff. But like I think we're going to progress down this road where things just get more and more and more like intense with like people be like, oh, you can't use this. This is mine. This is my no, And I don't know. I think it's kind of scary, and I think like this has been happening for a while now, but a lot of people in our community hadn't really noticed it. But now that it's happened to Lex, now it's kind of I'm starting to, because even like you were saying, they attacked his Twitch, they attacked his YouTube channels, his forms of income.
Yeah.
Because of some old stuff. Like it's not like he even did anything wrong. Like morally, he didn't do anything incorrect. Like,
exactly.
He was just making content that people enjoyed, spreading the content around. Well, on many of the platforms, he wasn't like making, money off it as well.
And do you reckon they did it to try and set an example? So they deliberately targeted someone really big like him to try and scare like smaller channels into thinking, oh, well, I definitely don't want to ever have anything copyrighted in my video.
I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past these guys. That's a good point. It's a very good point. I think, what's a better way to, set an example as to, okay, we're gonna double down on these DMCA copyright strike laws, than to just attack other platforms other than the one that has issue. I could see that. I can definitely see that. But we got Infernus Vipers. Thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Welcome to the channel. But yeah, it is definitely very ridiculous, and it just like Cosmic was saying, it is a little scary to think about that. A lot of these DMCA companies. I want to call them companies, but then at the same time I don't, because like I feel like that's the wrong terminology.
Yeah, like, they're just trying to find any penny they can, from anywhere,
Like they're just
I mean, with it as well, like for a lot of people, they're just starting out, like in the zombie community as well. A lot of people are just starting out on YouTube, like they're taking Black Ops Cold War, and like this new game that's doing really well, so a chance to branch out. And when you see something like that can really I think that could discourage, like, oh, even the guys at the top can be targeted, not just people just starting out. And if you play like your Juggernog thing, like if you went on Twitter and said, oh, why is this a thing, I don't think it get much an uproar. Maybe a few people like that would see it, like, oh, that sucks, but with Lex, is like, everyone sees that, and if they're not scared to do it to him, everyone else. And thinking about as well, even getting into more music, using music, even non-copyrighted music. I'm pretty sure this is a fact. But any non-copyrighted music you get, they can just make it copyrighted.
I mean, I guess technically whenever they feel like it. Yeah.
So, but once that's up, and then they find your music, they find your video, that music that wasn't copyrighted at the time. Then bam, your video's taken down. Or not video, they'll take the ad revenue or whatever,
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I mean, I feel like you would be able to appeal that, but then at the same time, it's like they do have their terms in service that it's like, oh, well, things are prone to change at any time, and you have to be, you have to stay up to date with it. And it's like, that's just such a bullshit excuse to be like, oh, yeah, we can just fuck up this video because it has that song in it whenever we feel like it. What do you think about it, Who?
I think it's really stupid, honestly. I mean, I only have one experience with dealing with a copyright claim on my channel, and it wasn't even music or sounds or anything. It was just the visuals of Dr. Monty's factory taken out of a trailer.
What?
And I found that. Yeah, it was so bizarre. Like, I just used this little clip of a trailer. It was like a nice, stylish bit of Dr. Monty's factory. And Activision were like, no, actually, this visual is claimed by us. I'm thinking, like, that makes no sense at all. It's just, that's in game. Like, I mean, all it is like literally a different angle of the factory. It's like, what? And then, I mean, not like I make much money off YouTube, really. It doesn't bother me at all. But it's like, it just seems so petty,
Agreed. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Away I remember I make a review series for games, like all the Call of Duty games and that, and they do quite well in terms of using that. Like for some reason, YouTube seems to really like them over my normal content. That and COD Ghost for some reason, right? It'll push them videos out, and like a new Firebase Z video will get like 2 views, and like COD Ghost video will get like over 1,000 views. It makes
This
no
is
sense,
true.
right?
This is true.
It's true as well. It makes no sense, and it makes me so angry and confused. But I did an Infinite Warfare review, and I used like 2 seconds of campaign like like the in-game footage for the campaign, and they're like, you can't use that,
bro.
You can't use that, and it's like, I've heard of that stuff before, but like, you use like in-game and max and stuff, but it's like, it's in-game. I've paid for this. Why? Why are you trying to like, what happens when people do playthroughs?
It seems random sometimes, whether something gets struck or not. It seems like it's completely out of the blue. Like sometimes you upload like 10 minutes of gameplay, and it might even have cinematics in it, and you're fine. And then another time it's like, oh, if you use just this specific bit, like it's like, no, you can't use just this one specific bit. Makes no sense.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like trailers and that as well. Like when it's like we Dr. Monty thing, when it's hard to get a good angle of something you want for a video, you look for trailers and things like that, because like some people have access to like a PC where they can like go in game and do their own thing, and like you go to trailers like, oh, this is a cool shot. Like I remember like I can't remember what it was. I think it was a Black Ops 2 review, and I put that up with a glimpse of the trailer again, and it had a copyright strike. So I took it down and re-uploaded it with normal gameplay because the video was too good to, I didn't like
just
for Infinite
get rid
Warfare.
of it.
Yeah, for Infinite Warfare, I warranted just keeping it up and like not making like any money or anything off it, or like them be mad at me or whatever, because I didn't, it's Infinite Warfare, right? But like with Black Ops 2, I knew that was going to do well. So if I didn't take it down, like it's just mad. It's madness. It's they want every penny they can get. They make all these money from games, all that stuff, and then you take 2 seconds of their trailer. Like, no, you can't do that. It's like,
it's
rough. What happens if someone wants to react to it?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, back in the day, I made a couple of reactions, and like the Black Ops 4 reactions are copyright claim, but I still have them up because I can't make money off of them, whatever. That's when my channel only had like 50 people. So I was just like, whatever. But another story that I have was back a while ago, back in 2019, I uploaded some Kingdom Hearts 3 Let's Play videos. And the very last episode that I posted was banned in Japan because it had a song that was copyrighted from a Japanese artist that I had no control over whatsoever. So that the last, it was just, if you were from Japan, you just couldn't watch my video because it was just banned.
There's so many people in Japan right now waiting for that final episode. They're like, where is it?
I took down all the videos just because I feel like I could have done a better job with them anyway. So I was like, nah, whatever. If I ever play Kingdom Hearts again, I want to like actually do better.
Yeah.
But we got the chat saying they're blood-sucking leeches. They are.
They are.
Just a round table of 70-year-old grumpy men with no fun in their lives. Wow.
That's true.
There you go.
You know when I think like an Activision or like like the MCA people business meeting, I can imagine a bunch of people in suits. It's like, so how are we going to get their money today?
Exactly. Damn.
It sucks.
It's rough. But yeah, next topic of today, and I think this is a very interesting one. Now, I'm not one for leaks. I'm not one to go out and search for leaks and then make videos about them because I like to see things as they come. I like to, I want to see it to believe it. That's my philosophy.
This one was so good, Phil, that you had to take a look.
But this one was so good that I feel like it's worth a talk. And it's something that, Cosmic, you and I actually talked about a long-ass time ago on the show.
Yeah.
Open world. I'm going to put that in quotes because it's not confirmed or denied yet. Open world zombies. What do we think of that? Is this thing called Outbreak that's coming out or supposedly coming out with like Warzone or something like that?
I know.
It's weird.
I know myself, and I'm pretty sure ZombieWho, you made a video about it as well, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yes, yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah. Essentially, the description holds that it's classified as an open world zombie experience. Co-op zombies. It's going to be on, I think they said, was it a big Fireteam map or was it maybe that or like the separate Fireteam maps? Well, personally, I think, and let me hear what you think here, right? Worst case scenario, and it's not a bad thing, the game mode is going to be Fireteam with zombies, and instead of like, the bomb sites or whatever, there'll be some sort of zombies theme thing where it's like
like the origins generators or something.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, you know, like something like that. That's my worst case, and it's not even bad. Like it'd be fun to play. It'd be like you know how like we've had Infected before, where there's zombies running about, like in World War II.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. I think Black Ops 4 did something similar as well.
Oh, I forgot about the World War II thing.
Yeah,
and you could get the Tesla gun in multiplayer. Oh, I remember that.
Looking back to World War II, all the like post-content stuff was so much fun. Like all the things they did were really cool, but no one remembers that because they're like, oh, the base game was boring, and it's like, it's such a shame. It's such a shame. They had so many cool ideas and like
underrated in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. You can tell that Sledgehammer like enjoys making their games, and especially when Mitochondria and all that left, right? And then that's when the game started getting good. That's when they actually made a game that people liked. You know, before they left, we had hand grips, and then after they left, we had, you know, fun infected modes, and the zombie maps weren't too bad. I quite like the zombie maps in that game.
I did as well.
Yeah. But no, ZombieWho, from the video you made and stuff, did you pick up anything else that they might be doing with this game mode at all?
Since making that video, I have watched and read a lot of stuff, and the general gist I'm getting is that it's going to be like the big event when Season 2 launches is going to be based around zombies. Ooh. And it's going to be Warzone is going to have zombies in it, and that's going to be trying to sort of promote and push players to go towards Black Ops Cold War, where you'll have this new outbreak mode, and Warzone's going to be basically like what it is now, except with some zombies in it, basically. Like maybe ammo types. I think like some of the ammo types from the Pack-a-Punch are going to be in Warzone. Really? That's something I saw. Ooh, cool. And that's going to be something that added in. And then the outbreak is going to be more like zombies. So Warzone's version is going to be just more like regular Warzone, and then Outbreak is going to be more like zombies. So there'll be exfil in it and the Pack-a-Punch in it and things. That's what I saw. Obviously, nothing's confirmed. It could just be a whole load of rubbish, really. Right. What I was saying, but that's the general consensus that I'm seeing from a variety of sources. I wish I'd made a follow-up video, really. I still might do, but it seems to me like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it will be anyway.
That sounds really good. I think that Zombies open world experience is something that we need. Absolutely. Because I think I don't think people are like necessarily bored of the old Zombies formula, but I think a lot of people they want something new. They want something fresh. They want something new. And like, this can be it.
From even World at War. Like even for we've had different maps, game modes, you know. We've had different abbreviations, like, you know, going from like World at War to Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 and 2 were quite similar. Black Ops 3 was a bit different. You know, Black Ops 4 very different.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Cold War, you know, it's good, right? They're all good in their own right, but they're the same basic formula, which isn't a bad thing because that's what Zombies is, round-based survival mode.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's craved just something different. Something different, where like an open world experience, because you see games like not Left 4 Dead, dumb cosmic, like 7 Days to Die, you know, like even Minecraft to some extent, where like there's open world stuff happening, and you're fighting off things. How cool would that be, like COD Zombies? Because COD Zombies has a great engine for that type of like, you know, combat. It'd be really, really cool, and I just hope they take full advantage of their game mode and they make something good with this. Like, they make something that will stick and people will be like, wow, this is the next big thing.
Always remember that the last time tried to make open world Zombies, we got Transit.
I mean, you're not wrong there. But, you know.
the hardware they had then wasn't good. And the hardware they have now still technically isn't that good because they're limited by the Xbox One. But, it'd be cool. I just want something cool. And to be honest, a part of me is kind of like, I feel kind of not bad, but I guess they can make Warzone run on an Xbox One. They can make anything run on an Xbox One.
That's true, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Like that's one thing that shocked me. I remember they brought Warzone out and it ran perfect, like quite well on normal consoles. Like, wow, that's changed my whole perspective of like how games will run on them older consoles. But yeah, I just want something cool. I want something cool. I want something fresh. I want something to really bring that zombies mode something different,
Absolutely. Yeah, because I think zombies needs the main thing zombies needs is not just these random game modes they're throwing out, like Cranked, for example. I think zombies really needs a new game mode that actually can hold its own and is something that can like come back as well. So people will be like, oh yeah, when's the next Outbreak map coming out, for example? So you'll have Outbreak on this map, then maybe people will be like, oh yeah, I want another Outbreak map. So instead of just having regular old zombies, which has gone on for about like a decade, longer than a decade now. It would be good to have another mode as well to look forward to look for having another map for that.
Absolutely, man.
I mean, I think a good way to look at this is COD, right? The multiplayer was pretty much the same thing for like 10 years, and then Battle Royale was the next new thing, and then boom, they made Blackout, and then eventually the better version, some people would say, Warzone, right? And a lot of the player base have just stuck to Warzone because of how, like, obviously it's free, it's fun to play, people really enjoy it. Right now I know it's a bit up and down because of skill-based matchmaking and balancing issues and things like that. But overall, people really like the sort of Warzone, big map, big fight experience, right?
Definitely.
Maybe what Zombies needs to do is make that move as well, where it's not just small maps with like linear stories, a big map with a bunch of zombies, teams of like maybe four, like 4 teams of 4, maybe 6 teams of 4, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the objective is to PvP, PvPvE. There we go, did it. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that might be the.
Yeah, because zombies needs a competitive aspect to it, and Warzone is so competitive. I mean, people. I mean, there's always going to be Warzone tournaments, and there's always going to be a bunch of crazy people going on and streaming and being super competitive, and just because Warzone's super competitive, you just put a little bit of zombies into the mix. And then zombies in itself can have a really competitive open world style game mode, which, like you just said, PvPvE is, I think that's a really great way to go. So essentially grief, for lack of a better word, would be great. Like, imagine large scale grief is what I'm thinking. And I would say an ideal zombies, like open world Warzone type of game mode would be, because then, not only do you have to survive, you have to kill other players and get the best of them. You could have like a little gimmick in there too, because like you have the loadout drops and stuff. Well, what if you have like a wonder weapon drop? And so the gimmick there is the wonder weapon drops, and you get a ray gun. Oh, I got the blundergat. Oh, and it's like a one-time use kind of a thing that a player can have. I don't know, like some interesting little dynamics like that would be fun.
Here's a little thing to put to kind of spin on that. Imagine there's a drop and everyone knows like it's a wonder weapon. Like the announcer's like wonder weapon coming inbound or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's like at this very like popular part of the map, and people are just rushing for it because they want that weapon.
Right.
Like that'd be such a cool gameplay aspect.
Yeah.
Like I would love doing that. That'd be so much fun.
It would be cool, but then here's the thing though: is would that make it more like Warzone than zombies? That's the thing, because I think a lot of people like zombies for being zombies, and a lot of people like Warzone for being Warzone. If you make like this mode, for example, if it's more like Warzone and less like zombies, then the zombies community might not like it as much. But then if you make it more like zombies and less like Warzone, then it might not get that cross appeal from Warzone fans. So I think it's a careful balance they wanna make, so that it's not too different.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. I think a lot of people on both sides, the zombies community and the Warzone community, I guess you could say, right? Multiplayer community. I think a lot of fans go on Twitter and they kind of poke fun at each other sometimes, that I see, where it's like, haha, zombies is getting content. You're not getting content right now. Or like, haha, multiplayer is getting content. Who cares about the zombie stuff? We like the multiplayer stuff. And if we can, we find a happy medium in between those two, get something that everybody can enjoy, that would be great. And honestly, I know a lot of people are upset at Black Ops Cold War's multiplayer for that's putting it lightly. And this could definitely be a chance of redemption if they can do this correctly. Which also brings into the question, Outbreak would have skill-based matchmaking probably.
Let's not get into that.
you know. So it's one of those things where like they could redeem themselves or not. For a lot of people,
it's not necessarily going to be PvP though. That hasn't been confirmed yet. That it could be a co-op experience, couldn't it?
Yeah, true. Absolutely. I'm just saying that like I think it would work really well as a PvPvE like Grief.
It's true. I think it would do as well. But currently, the leaks are not definite. I'd say like there's some things saying, oh yeah, it could be fighting other people. Then there's other things saying, oh no, it's going to be co-op, and there's going to be like 8 players, and you got to like exfil at the end of it. Like, I think there's a lot of conflicting things currently. I'm just interested to see what's actually going to be in the end.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
I mean, it'd be cool if it was like just a co-op mode. If it was just a co-op mode, what do we think the gist of it would be? Do we think it would be like I said, just fire team but closing down like bomb sites, but with zombies running around the mix?
I mean, that would be cool, but I mean, you could do a Warzone aspect where the gas comes in slowly but surely, and then you got to go to a smaller and smaller space, and then the team to be the last one standing exfils, and then that's how that works.
In this scenario, we're talking about just co-op,
Right, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even if it's not PvP, you still have the squads, and the circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And then
what about if it was like a race to see who can close the breach first? So you've got several fire teams that come in, and whichever one manages to like close the breach first is the person that wins, and it's almost like a speedrunning thing.
That would be cool.
That's an interesting idea, I think.
That would actually be very cool.
What if, because obviously because I think it'd be very similar to like Fire Team, and the way you work Fire Team, you kill people, you pick up, is it the uranium? I think it is. Yeah, you pick up that, and then you take it to the bomb site. What if it's for zombies? You have to kill zombies, pick up essence, and then take that to the bomb site, which is the portal, and then you
that could work.
Prod it, do that stuff, and then it'll eventually just close.
Yeah, no, that can definitely work. I think we were talking about like you're bringing the things to the sites and things like that. You bring pure 115 or well, not really 115 anymore because the Dark Aether storyline.
Storyline, Jason.
The Ethereum crystals, right? Or the essence, or I don't know, maybe you can add a little bit of aspects. And again, we don't want to get too much into like the multiplayer of it, right? But like if your team puts a certain amount of crystals into it, then it's like you own that like hard point kind of a thing, right? So it's like a game of domination where you now have that and you start earning points based on how long you earn that, and then another team has to come in and like overtake it, or something like that. Like the first team to like, I don't know, like 300 points or something wins. I don't know, it could be something like that, who knows? But there's a lot of potential at the end of the day for this game mode, I think.
Tell me what you guys think of this. What if Outbreak is just like, how we have like our zombie mode, we have our multiplayer mode. What if Outbreak is just like a new tab for it, and underneath it is that whole concept like Fire Team, but it has multiple modes, where like they're kind of copy and pasted maybe from like multiplayer and things like that, but then they're added to this new mode, which is a big scale zombies experience. I know it's zombies at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong.
So like zombies team deathmatch.
But I'm more okay, here we are. More the modes that aren't just killing things. Actually, zombie team deathmatch might work.
You can't have Call of Duty without killing things,
True.
True. But no, well, like
zombies
like
search and destroy.
Come on.
Hey, I think maybe.
Like you're just planting the bomb. You're just planting the bomb, and a zombie comes up and hits you.
Yeah, you gotta be stealthy. You gotta pop a ether shroud and plant the bomb or something. I don't know.
That's it. But
I just thought I just thought of zombies prop hunt where the enemy team is the mimics. And actually, low key, this would be really fun. The enemy team would be the mimics, and then when you get found, like the mimics can jump out, the props can jump out and attack you, but they can't be as not tanky, but like they can't have as much health as the normal mimics in Firebase Z. But it's like a zombies prop hunt thing where the props fight back, and the props are actually mimics.
That would actually be pretty cool. That would actually be pretty cool.
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you, Cosmic. Say what you were gonna say.
That reminds me of. Has anyone here played Dying Light?
No, actually.
No, I haven't either.
Oh, you need to play Dying Light. It's such a good zombies game. One of the best it's an open world zombie game where you go around. You can do it by yourself or in co-op, where you're in this big city and there's zombies and you have to do things like tasks and you have to like do other things, right? But there's just one mode. I can't remember what it's called. I don't think it was called Nightmare Hunter, something like that, right?
Black Ops 3.
It's kind of like Turned, bro. it's kind of like Turned, right? But the zombie is a lot more beefy. Like it can like swing around. It can shoot like some like gunk stuff at walls and pull stuff, kind of like Venom. Kind of do stuff like that.
Okay.
And then what if on a big scale map it does that because it has a thing where it can like see, it can scan the area and see what's about, like near it, and it can track people. What if that was the game mode? And there's ways
I'd give that a try.
Like, I mean, I know that won't be the game mode. That won't be the game mode. That'll be like some turn / grief game mode. But
Sounds fun.
I think with zombies, right? The whole idea of game modes. There's so much potential in game modes. It's almost crazy they haven't done with some of the new stuff yet. Like some
definitely
things that people are thinking.
All I want is survival to come back.
Yeah, just straight up normal survival maps.
Well,
That's all I want.
I'd be down.
Right? The thing is, right? They could bring that back just by taking the village part of Firebase C and making it so everything's open to start.
I said that from the first time I spawned in. Literally, in my initial reaction, it was like I was in the version. I'm like, this could just be a survival map.
Yeah, they should absolutely.
Everything's there. Just have the power on, cut off the portal, make us in the mystery boxes there permanently.
Yeah,
you're not missing out on anything. You don't need to collect anything. It'd work fine. And I think maybe that was their idea because of how well designed it was. It kind of reminds me of like a town, like a town.
Reminds me of town, map. Bus depot, definitely, dude. I think they could do the same thing with Noct in Die Maschine. They could just have the separate Noct, mystery box stays there. You got the Wonder Fizz on the roof,
To me, it's always been just so much wasted potential. Almost like there's so many environments they could easily just cut off, and there's just free content, but they never do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's just going and being negative. We want to be positive.
We want to be positive. We want to be positive here, chat.
It's kind of positive criticism, I think I'd put it. Like, it's wasted. We're telling them it's wasted potential because Activision likes money, right?
Because we know what the game is capable of. We know that there's even more things they can do. We know that the game can get only better from here if they choose to.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing, right?
Definitely.
Hear me out here, right? We say that they're not doing these things with this game, but think about Blackout and all the zombie maps that are pretty much in there that never made its way to Black Ops 4. I know that's for other reasons, right? I know that's because people didn't really like Black Ops 4, and I think that the initial backlash towards the game mode, people were like, I don't like this. They're probably like, let's not put these things in zombies. Let's just keep them Blackout, right? What wasted potential again? Like, is literally in the game,
Yeah, literally.
Right there.
Like, practically all of Transit's there. Well, all of Buried literally is there, basically.
All of Buried, except the top part is there. It's like
crazy.
Hello?
It's crazy.
I don't understand that.
And the thing is, as well, like with the zombie parts of the maps, the zombie spawns are there for a lot of it.
It is, yeah.
It doesn't make sense, really, does it? It does not make sense.
It makes no sense. Really doesn't.
Could totally have Verrucht as a Black Ops 4 standalone survival map because that's literally the whole. That's the whole map. That is actually the whole map.
Imagine if they actually had the whole building as a zombies map. That would just be Verrucht, but better, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to me that. Yeah, they just didn't pull the trigger on things like that. And if they were to do any type of Zombies Chronicles 2 that I know a lot of people in the community want, I feel like Black Ops Cold War would be their last chance to put it in because it's like it's one of those things where I think the community's kind of tired of waiting for, okay, we want some remasters, we want, to bring the game to a better place,
and like as well. I guess here's the thing, right? And I think our community is quite bad for it. We're like, we want remasters. Black Ops 4 comes out. It's all like remasters, right? And I know the arguments there is like, oh, but that's in season pass. You know, we've already played that before, and we're making us paying like buy the Black Ops pass, right? For content we've already technically played, right? With Blood of the Dead and Classified, you can kind of like, you know, oh, that's fine. You know, it's because, you know, you're getting so many maps on disc. You know, Classified normally it's like a remake or something that you get with the bonus map, and then they added it in towards, you know, like Alpha Omega and Tagged or Toten. People really didn't like that. They really didn't like that.
I thought it was fine. I definitely thought it was fine.
Yeah. But we can agree here that the majority of the community really didn't like that, right? Like, me personally,
I'm definitely in the minority there.
Well, no, me personally, like, I like Tag. I really like Tagged or Toten. I think Tagged or Toten is 100 times better than Call of the Dead, and I'll take that to my grave. I don't care. They fixed all the problems. Like, ZombieWho, what do you think? What do you think about this?
I think the community would not have been as negative towards Alpha Omega being a remake if the entire map hadn't already been in Blackout. Because practically all of Alpha Omega was in Blackout when that mode launched. And literally the whole map, like the under part of it, everything was there. And I think when Alpha Omega came out, I think it literally felt like they'd just taken that and made that a zombies map, even though the truth is probably the other way around.
Definitely.
I think Alpha Omega was made first, and then they just used that in Blackout. But I think because of that, I think everyone was like, "Oh, Alpha Omega is just the Blackout part of Nuketown."
Yeah, and if that was the way they did it, they really they did the zombie team dirty because it made them look kind of lazy. When
you did,
really, like. In fact, like, obviously the game, like, there was a lot of problems with Black Ops 4. We heard from the leaks, all that stuff, and like info from insiders and things like that, where the game was rushed. You know, remakes were because it was rushed. I think with Black Ops 4, we always talk about Black Ops 4 in this podcast. It's sin. We always do it because it's such a good reference point.
Every time.
Like Black Ops. Yeah, there's nothing like Black Ops 4 to compare stuff to, right? Yeah. But like I think the story was going to end kind of the same way anyway. Like, we're, you know, oh, we have to kill ourselves, and you know, they all died in the end, right, or something, right?
Definitely.
But I'm trying to say here, I guess, like, going back to the whole like remakes and stuff. Do we think? Okay, hear me out here, right? Do we think that maybe the reason they haven't made like for Tagged or Toten at least, do you think maybe they didn't add it in because of all the backlash they got for Black Ops 4? Do you think they even picked up on the backlash from Black Ops 4 in terms of remakes?
They definitely have. I mean, you know how many people have been super vocal about this, and so many people like hate Treyarch for that, and so many people just think they're lazy, and, you know, oh, well, they just, you know. And I like the whole argument, right? Well, we haven't gotten an original map since Garage Crovey, you know, that whole thing that people talk about. And then now that Firebase Z comes out, you know, oh yeah, this is the first original Ether map since Garage Crovey. And, you know, I just don't think that's the case, because every map, even if it's a remake, is its own standalone map. And it has that one thing that makes it unique. Like, you know, Tagged or Toten has a couple new wonder weapons. It has a slightly different layout. You got some new areas. It's cool. Yeah. It's really cool. And, you know, I think a lot of people definitely were very vocal about it. And by all means, Treyarch definitely heard a lot of that criticism and backlash. And, you know, I think maybe because they're just trying so many new things now with Black Ops Cold War, I think that's kind of their response to going, well, because we're trying so many new things, we're going to try to make this as far away from Black Ops 4 as possible. Now, again, it could be, it could not be.
So much that is because it's so far away from Black Ops 4.
Yeah, and, you know, a lot of people don't like Black Ops 4, you know, and it's one of those things where it's like they change so many things, but then they bring back some of the old that people want, like the, you know, Juggernog, Speed Cola, you know, actual perks that are staples in the series. But no, definitely they've heard the backlash, and definitely I think Die Maschine and Firebase Z are the result of that. Definitely, in some capacity, not 100%, but in some capacity.
I think, because I don't know if either of you know this, but when Cold War first launched, if you glitched out of the map on the part of the campaign where you visit a firebase in the campaign, if you glitch out of the map, you can see basically all of Firebase Z modeled there, except in that version of the map, it's mixed with parts of Shinonuma. So I think, personally, in my opinion, I think Firebase Z had parts of Shinonuma in it originally, but then when they saw everyone saying, oh yeah, Treyarch keep constantly just reusing assets from other maps, they took that out and made it entirely original. That's personally what I think.
Very good point. Very good point. Because, I mean, definitely when you go to, like, jungle defense or, like, rocky defense, that jungle atmosphere, that would be the perfect place.
Yeah.
That would be the perfect place to integrate that. And, you know, that would be that one kind of wasteland, like a swampy wasteland.
That'd be so cool.
You know?
Imagine Shinonuma. That would have been so cool. Like,
yeah.
That so much. Again, like you said this a few weeks ago on the podcast, but it's kind of like Nact and Transit. Like, it's so small compared to the rest of the map that it's so.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been so cool. That would be like a nice little nod to like the past as well. What if? Well, I know it wouldn't make sense because like they skipped Varuk. But what if they went like Nact, Varuk, Shinonuma, and then like Darius, and then the last map was like. I can imagine the last map being like some sort of like, oh, Samantha is evil. We got you. You know, like we got you again.
I'm reading the chat real quick here, and it's like the chat is saying, put in the conversation, a zombies team ain't lazy, as you have to bear in mind they also have to add zombies theme. Well, no, absolutely they're not lazy. I mean, if anything, these developers are the furthest thing from lazy because they have to create a zombies map with puzzles and story and an Easter egg and all this other side stuff. So I think the zombies team is the furthest thing from lazy. Even when people are criticizing them in Black Ops 4, being like, "Oh, look at all these reused assets," and "Oh, look at all this," and da da da. You know, they're the furthest thing from it. You know, and that's what I'm kind of trying to defend here, to be honest. That they aren't lazy.
Let me know what you guys think of this, right? Even for Black Ops 4 Zombies was a bit, you know, like copy and paste. This goes for zombies in general. I think zombies is the most original thing they have going for them.
Definitely.
Other than that, I know there's fun called multiplayers, right? I know there's been some in the past, but like every other game mode is just another generic first-person shooter, and the only thing that's different about it are kill streaks compared to other big titles.
That's what I think zombies should go standalone, because if it did, I think they could make zombies even bigger, and it could actually be a whole franchise of its own that people would look forward to.
Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. Zombies needs to be standalone. Zombies in itself, I think, and this is going to be a huge hot take right now. Zombies, if they want more people to hop on to zombies, right? And this might sound very controversial, but it's an idea. Zombies break away from Call of Duty. If Zombies breaks away from Call of Duty, Treyarch kind of puts that as their not side, but it's a side separate from Call of Duty, and it's just called, you know, Zombies, the Ether story, or Zombies, the Dark Ether, like something like that. I think a lot of people, even the people who like hate Call of Duty, they would be more inclined to check it out because now it's not Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, you know, and I think with Activision putting a lot of their eggs in their basket with Warzone and multiplayer and kind of catering a little bit more to that over the past years, I think if they were to separate, it could be a good idea. But, of course, you know, there's that thing where they go, you know, you could say because it's attached to Call of Duty is why it's so famous, or, you know, things like that. But I think that could be an interesting move. I'd like to see Treyarch make their own, standalone zombies that has nothing to do with Call of Duty. And I think that'd be a very interesting experiment.
I think it would always have Call of Duty in the name because brand recognition, isn't that? Well, that's why Cold War still has Black Ops in there, because Activision we need brand recognition, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I said there about, you know, it's the reason why it got so famous in the first place is because Call of Duty was there, and, you know, the brand recognition, all that kind of stuff. I definitely agree with that. But, you know, as far as like a mainline Call of Duty game where it's like, okay, so we have zombies multiplayer, or we have campaign multiplayer and then zombies. it could be its own separate thing.
Perhaps I think it should be. I think it deserves to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, and I think with Activision as well, with Black Ops 3, they obviously seen how well the mode was doing to bring out Zombie Chronicles, right? And for multiplayer not to get any more content other than that until you could pre-order Black Ops 4 on the PS4, and you got what was it? Jungle, Firing Range, Summit, and what's the other remake? There's another remake. Come on, what was it?
Summit, Fire Range, Jungle.
Was that another Black Ops 2, man?
Slums.
Yeah, that's what it is. I couldn't think of the name.
You got them in Black Ops 3. So Black Ops 3 technically got a DLC 6. But what was my point? I remember my point now. Oh yeah, I remember now, right? I don't know what that was about. But yeah, I remember now. So they've seen the success of zombies, right, in the past, and they've seen like how good it can do. Mm-hmm. I think it really just depends on how good the game launches. Because with Black Ops 4, and like the community wasn't really gravitating towards it, I think Activision really are like, no. That's partly on them, because we all know the stories of like the whole Blackout fiasco where you have 6 months to make a battle royale. Take all the zombies people, take all the multiplayer people, work on this for us,
Mm-hmm.
And that all happened. And Cold War's reception has been so good. And by the way, I'd just like to add on, I think Warzone is the best thing to happen to COD, because I thought every year after Blackout, they make a new battle royale. Thank God we have Warzone and we don't have to worry about like team being like understaffed and things like that. They might be at home right now, but at least they're well staffed and they have all these studios working on the same game. Like thank God there's not a battle royale in Cold War, like a separate battle royale.
That would be hectic.
Yeah, no, but
maybe Outbreak will do that.
What's that?
What? Maybe Outbreak will end up being that.
You know what? You might have a point there. Long run. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna revise my point there about the breaking away thing, just because I'm gonna have to agree with Who here on this one, just because it's like they would have to keep at least Black Ops, at least the Black Ops, Black Ops Zombies, and then like some other subheading where it's like the Ether story or whatever.
I think going into my point, my whole point is like, when a game does good,
mm-hmm.
they push that, right? But I think to Activision as well, because they did Warzone, right? They could easily do a separate zombies mode if they wanted to, because it's Call of Duty Warzone, so they could branch off from Call of Duty Zombies, right?
Exactly.
But I think a reason a lot of the people buy the COD games, like a good like 30-40% maybe, is for the zombies. I don't know. I don't know the actual numbers, right? But there's a large portion that buy these £50, $60 games a year just for the zombies. And if they didn't have the zombies, would you, Jason, would you buy Call of Duty if it didn't have zombies? Like realistically, long term, would you buy each and every one?
I would wait for, honestly, I would probably do the same thing I did with Modern Warfare. I bought Modern Warfare like 4 or 5 months after it came out while it was on sale.
Okay.
So, like I would eventually get around to it.
If it had zombies though?
If it had zombies, I'd play it day one.
Day one. Okay. Yeah. ZombieWho.
Because zombies is my favorite thing.
If have zombies in it anymore, would you buy it?
Well, I bought Modern Warfare on day one. So, but the thing is, I think I'd probably buy like the next one, and I think, oh yeah, it's still Call of Duty. I'll still like, but then I'll probably just fall off the series after that, probably.
Yeah.
I think I'd have like, Cam.
Yeah. If each game had zombies, would you buy it?
Yeah, well, I've played every map the day it came out. Every zombie map, so 100%.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, right? There's so many people that love zombies so much and will always play it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like going for like the next 10 years, which will keep making zombies. Like they're not going to just stop it because it brings in.
That's crazy to think about.
20-25%, right? They're still going to have it in the game because it makes them so much money. Right?
Yeah.
Like I knew in Modern Warfare, I didn't buy Modern Warfare for like 6 months. My girlfriend had to buy it for me for my birthday for me to play it. Like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Like, don't get me wrong, Modern Warfare, like, I think it's bashed on a bit too much, but like, in the long run, I could not seriously see myself buying COD after COD after COD. If Zombies is there, I'm always going to buy it, 100%. Unless something really bad happens. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, right? If 20 to 25% of people buy Call of Duty when it has zombies, the question that Activision have to think, though, and I don't know whether they've fully realized the potential, is like, I think if Zombies went standalone and they did a proper big marketing campaign for it, right? Saying, oh yeah, it's got like more maps, more content than Zombies has ever had because now it's a standalone thing. I think you could get so many people, like even an audience that's never been tapped before, untapped audience. I think loads of fans of other horror franchises and everything would really go for it. And I think there is so much potential in Zombies that they've never realized. And if they had it as a standalone game and it had the budget of a standalone game, they could have loads of different modes, like 5 or 6 different modes.
Yeah.
And I think there's just so much there that they never really have realized. And it's disappointing to me.
Yeah, I think the big reason why they haven't realized it is because, and I think now more than ever, they haven't realized it just because right now you have the brand. I'm still gonna call it brand new because it's literally only its second year right now. The Call of Duty League, the brand new, revamped franchising of Call of Duty teams and esports. They're gonna put so much money and so many resources into the Call of Duty League that they're going to try to make the game cater a little bit more to competitive players on the multiplayer side, which is why the whole skill-based matchmaking thing is such a hot topic. And, they want the game to be more competitive. And I think it's just because of the rise of esports. And I think they need to realize that Zombies has the potential to have esports potential, even more so than multiplayer, to be honest. And, that's why events like Zombies World Championship is very underrated, I think, in the esports community. And I think a lot more people, honestly, should pay more attention to it because this, even though it's the third iteration of Zombies World Championship, this can be a catalyst for something to grow in the future for, Zombies is a competitive thing. Maybe we should pay more attention to that, especially if the event in Vegas gets a lot of traction. If the event in Vegas gets more traction than the first one and 2, I think Activision should pay attention. I think they should definitely pay attention and be like, wow, people actually care and they want competitive zombies. Whoa.
Yeah, if it was standalone as well, they could actually cater like modes and cater the game to that as well. So if they just separated it from the Call of Duty League, they could make their whole Zombies esports thing,
Exactly.
You can have like timers and everything in the game and everything, like modes where you can enable like competitive settings.
Exactly.
That would be awesome.
Codcaster for zombies, and that would be fucking awesome, and I would love that so much because I mean, that's just untapped potential. So much untapped potential.
Exactly what it is.
And that's exactly that's why I love that's the Zombies World Championship is already they're pioneering this next wave of competitive Call of Duty. I think, and I think that it needs to be paid more attention to. Absolutely.
It's a kind of tapping on that. It's Zombie has so much potential, but for some reason, even for the game modes like over a decade old, they just haven't tried anything with it. And the reason they keep putting it into the games is because it has success, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's something they can market on more than a campaign. And the multiplayer, every year, the same thing happens. Oh, this game's really good, and then this is really bad. The last one was so good.
Yeah, a lot of people.
The vicious Call of Duty cycle. With Zombies, it doesn't really seem like that's the case. It seems like if the game's good, people overall enjoy it, and if the game's bad, well, I'm not saying Black Ops 4 is bad, but if people, there's things in the game people don't like.
Yeah.
People normally just like, I don't really like this. This isn't really my thing, right? And I just don't know, because like Zombies is the biggest thing going for them in terms of like personality. Because the campaigns are good, don't get me wrong, but for me personally, I played the campaign once. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll play the campaign once as a chill normal playthrough. Mm-hmm. The next time I'll play it on hard and difficulty or like realistic. If I'm going for achievements. Fun fact: I did that with ghosts. But but zombies they can market on so much more than like. I just think zombies is the best thing they have going for them right now. People are in general preferring zombies over multiplayer by a long shot. Every poll you put up on Twitter or YouTube or anything, and this isn't even the zombie community. I think Ape Fox put up a poll. What are you playing Call of Duty for right now? Multiplayer or zombies? And like it's like 75% zombies to like 25 multiplayer, and it's for a reason. The multiplayer just isn't what it used to be anymore. And I don't.
Do Activision realize though? Do Activision realize the potential in zombies? Because with Cold War, like literally, it had one map, and like that's I think in my opinion that says it all. How Activision really values zombies compared to multiplayer and Warzone and everything. Zombies had one map, and that's it. And it was a painful few months until we got Firebase with just that one map to play. You know?
Yeah,
I can get that.
Even that, like the machine, like even though it got kind of stale after like the month it was out, I still found myself playing it and enjoying it, and I kept saying to myself, I can wait. I'm glad they went for quality over quantity. I watched a video talking about how it's not really quality. Like the game, I watched a really negative video, right, from this guy, and I think he was just trying to be like, oh yeah, I hate this game, you know. And fair enough,
your contrarian,
opinion, right? Yeah, fair enough. It's your opinion, right? But the point for like, it's not zombies and stuff, and it's like, they've done so many good things for the player base, like listing them off, exfilling. You don't have to die to end the game. A new armor system that works really well in the game. Pack a punch is a lot like a lot well more optimized. Sure, it's a pain to get them points, but like overall, I think pack punch system's better. The perk system they brought back. You don't lose all your perks when you go down. Crafting tables, kill streaks, all these things that they're bringing into the game.
Yeah,
it's such a breath of fresh air, and it took one map, right? The machine got received. Okay, hear me out here. Here's what I think.
Okay.
The machine on its own, got received like 10 times better than all of Black Ops 4.
That's true.
Definitely.
I think it did.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it shows if they put the money into the game mode, right? They don't skip out and stuff. Go for quality, because quality is what matters at the end of the day. Agreed. If you release like 60 bad zombie maps compared to one really good map, I promise you that people are going to go for the one really good zombie map, Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing, man. I think a lot of people... it's funny to me because we were talking about this earlier where you were talking about, the zombies community is a little bit wishy-washy. They kind of go back and forth between what they actually think they want. So, at the start of Black Ops 4, oh my gosh, multiple maps. That's so great. We're going to be playing a bunch of zombies. That's going to be so cool. And then, oh, wow, you guys needed to improve the quality of this. You guys should just release with one map or two maps, Black Ops Cold War comes out, and the people who are critical of zombies more so. We only have one map. What, how come you guys didn't release with more than one map? What is this? We want more zombies maps. And it's like, I mean, what do you want? What do you want, community? They literally listened to you.
To the community.
And made a quality map in Die Maschine. And now you're going to bitch and complain that there's only one map.
I think the sweet spot is one completely new map and then one small remake, like a Doris or like a
Black Ops 3, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, right? I can definitely understand what, both, Cosmic and ZombieWho you guys were talking about. Yeah, it was a little bit stale to play the same thing over and over and over again. But like, I didn't mind. Like, I didn't mind. It was one of those things where it's like, I think I was watching Mr. T Lexify stream a while back, and I completely agree with what he said. Die Maschine has the same vibe that because Lex used to stream Shadows of Evil every single day when, back in the days of Black Ops 3 starting, it's got, Die Maschine had that kind of vibe to it where you could play that map every single day. And, it's all right, whatever, you're doing the same thing over and over again. but
you
you don't mind. But like you don't mind because it's a good map, and Shadows of Evil is a good map too. So it's like you don't mind doing it over and over again, but you would just like to have more because you've played it 50,000 times in a day.
I think a lot of people, it was because Cold War's gameplay was so good. They just wanted to experience that on more maps.
Definitely.
You know, I know that's what it was with me. Anyways, I loved Cold War Zombies so much that it's not that I had any problem with the machine because I still love the map. I still think it's brilliant. It's just that I wanted more. You know, I just wanted more because the game's so good. And that's an indication of a good game.
Absolutely, same here.
I think the most important thing with zombies, and Black Ops 4 really made me realize this, is that the game has to have a really good core like engine and system, and like Cold War was just such an upgrade from Black Ops 4. Because I would argue that Black Ops 4 has some of the best zombie maps we've ever seen in any games, right? I just hate the base game. I don't like it.
I agree with that.
Like,
that's
Nine.
definitely...
Nine's a fantastic map. Voyage of Despair on like a Black Ops 3, or Cold War, I think it'd play really well. Blood of the Dead, I think if Blood was on like any other game, we've seen it in other games, we've seen it in Black Ops 2, it'd be so much better. And even Dead of Night, it got a bit of criticism, a bit. People still don't know it's out, but I think overall the map isn't that bad. Same with Ancient Evil, Alpha Omega.
Ancient Evil is a great map, dude. If Tagged or Toten and Ancient Evil are probably my two favorite Black Ops 4 maps. I think Ancient Evil just has that charm to it that I think not a lot of other maps do, in the sense of you have the elemental thing happening, but it's not the same elemental thing, right? That's why I think the God Hands are so unique. And, it's one of those things where I go, well, a lot of people are just going to hate this because it's in Black Ops 4. I mean, I literally said that, in my new series that I'm doing on my channel, Overrated, Underrated. I was talking about the Black Ops 4 perk system, and I think it's grossly underrated because I think a lot of the perks are really good perks, and I do personally like the modifier system. I think that's really cool. But because it's in Black Ops 4, people just immediately hate it. And I understand, a lot of the base mechanics are not as favorable to people, and everyone has their own opinion. But this is just my opinion. I think it's just grossly underrated. And I think you can put the perks in Black Ops 3, Cold War, whatever, and they would do equally as good. And I like Victorious Tortoise. I like Dying Wish. I know people are, Dying Wish, what a crutch perk, and, That's another conversation I could have. That's another conversation I could have about crutch perks and how crutch perks actually don't exist. Yeah. Anyways, weird little tangent there.
I'll give you. Here's my thing, right? Black Ops 4 perk system. I like all the perks, and I think the system they used really made it easy to add in new perks and stuff. My thing is, I just didn't really like being limited to how many I could have without, getting a perkaholic or something. And I think the whole thing with them balancing zombies, it doesn't make sense whatsoever, because if you're balancing zombies, and okay, all right, here's my thing, right? People are all right. People are like, sitting in a corner, and we've talked about this before already, but Helio and Salvo for like 5 hours to get around 100. Oh, that's broken. You shouldn't be doing that. But now you could just be doing that for ray gun, and then they pass it, and the whole argument is passing it as, because it's a wonder weapon. Wonder weapon should get you to the higher rounds. But at the same time, it's like, these are just like things putting out damage, Like at the end of the day, they're just weapons putting out damage.
I don't care if I gotta use a rock. If the rock does 1,000,000 points of damage per hit, I'll use that to get round 100. Like, it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, it's crazy. The zombies community, definitely a lot of different takes, a lot of different opinions, and you know what? That's what's cool about this show. We just talk about them all, and why not?
Yeah,
is really the end of the day, And we always end up landing back to Black Ops 4 because
it's a curse.
It's not only is it a curse, but there's just so much. I think even to this day, there's still so much to talk about with Black Ops 4 in relation to Cold War.
And do you know something as well, right? Like, I think about Black Ops 4, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe that happened like 2 years ago.
Same.
Like, it's weird to think where we are now and where Zombies was then, and like how it kind of did, like, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, and
a total 180 from a year ago. Even
like
it really is
crazy.
I know I'm so much more positive about zombies than I was a year ago. I was like, depressed after Black Ops 4.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are, and it's not even just people that enjoyed the game. Just the community was like not happy.
Yeah, it wasn't a pleasant community to be in a lot then as well.
I'm happy that Black Ops 4 happened in the sense that like we had that really negative part where the community in general didn't like it, and now I feel like people are a lot more grateful for what they get. Because Cold War,
I agree,
is a really good game. People aren't really criticizing as much. Like, in Black Ops 4 didn't happen, and we went straight to Cold War. I think people would like Cold War, but I think Cold War would get a lot more flack than if Black Ops 4 wasn't like there right next to it.
That's a very interesting point of view. That's What if Cold War released first and then Black Ops 4, or just Black Ops 4 never happened and then Cold War was the game of 2018? You know, that'd be crazy.
I could guarantee, like, you know, even all the good things, like people are like, oh, kill streaks and zombies, that's pretty stupid, isn't it? Like, why is that in the game? You know, I want traps back. Took away traps, or like, oh, you know, when you go down, you should lose all your perks. You know, like it's just I don't know. The community is again like people always find something to complain about, and it's like just be happy. It's just a game. It's just a game. We love it, but like,
yeah, I get that. I definitely get that, man. It's one of those things where. The reason why I think a lot of people are over analytical and over critical about the game is because at the end of the day, I think people do genuinely care, especially because, you know, they want to see the game do better and they want to see, you know, improvements. But then, of course, you're going to have the other side of the coin where people go, well, it's either got to be my way or all of you are just terrible people.
That's always those.
It's crazy, man. You know, it's a spectrum. It's definitely a spectrum, the zombies community. You have the middle ground, which I think a lot of level-headed people are the middle ground. I think you have the positive side, which is definitely more of my take. I like to think I think of zombies more in a positive light. And you have the overly positive side where nothing's wrong and everything's flowers, sunshine, and rainbows. And then you have the other side of the other thing where it's the negative side where it's like, yeah, zombies sucks, but I'm still going to play it. And then you have the super overly negative side where they go, well, zombie sucks and, you know, everything about it sucks. And if you disagree with me, you suck.
If you like it, you're a dum-dum.
If you like it, you're dumb and you're just I don't know, just some sort of insult.
Get out of here, you loser.
So it's weird.
If you like it, then I'll dislike your video as soon as you post it after 2 minutes.
Dude.
That's the curse of zombies.
That's what we call an elitist.
There's always that one person, and I know we were talking about before we went live. One person comes by. My stream has a dislike, and it happened as soon as I went live. So this person, if you're watching now, I know you have notifications on. Unsubscribe. Stop coming to my channel, okay? Like if you don't like my stuff, fair enough. Just go. In the end of the day, you're actually helping me because YouTube doesn't actually calculate likes from dislikes or anything. You leave a like, it's still pushing up my video as if you left a like. Everyone can leave a dislike and right now. Don't actually do that. Don't actually do that.
Don't actually do that.
I'm gonna do it now, man.
Dislike it now. Right now, and it would not change at all. YouTube would still push it out the same.
It would do, yeah.
The whole dislike doesn't make sense.
Crazy, dude.
And people... One last point, I think eventually they'll take away the dislike button because people's feelings gets hurt. My feelings aren't hurt, but I'm just saying, okay, that's me done.
Because here's the thing about that, and I'll say this real quick, and then we'll wrap it up here in a couple minutes. The thing is, with likes and dislikes on YouTube and things like that, I think the people who go out of their way, like you were just saying there, and like, oh, I have to leave a dislike, you know, you have nothing better to do with your time. Like, you just obviously don't, you know. It's honestly, to me, it's sad. You know, a lot of people would be like frustrated or mad at people. I think it's sad because it's like, why do you have to spread that kind of negativity to other people? Like, why do you do that? You know, you could be
an angry person.
Yeah, and I genuinely, I'm like, what can you do to be happy again? Like, you know, I mean. And it's one of those things too. It's like, I don't care if my videos get dislikes or anything. It's your opinion, whatever. I mean, that's what you just gotta brush it off. Just be like, all right, whatever.
One last point I'll quickly go over, and because I'm not annoyed about dislikes. Like I said, at the end of the day, you're actually helping my video because you're pushing it out even more. But this is a podcast. We're talking about a video game. What are we doing to upset you? You know, it's the whole idea of zombies like annoying. Is a video I made or whoever made you know, like 10 years ago upsetting you still?
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't even worry about that at all.
Listen, like, I'm not worried.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, and to the people out there watching too, maybe y'all are starting a YouTube channel, maybe y'all are. Why am I getting disliked? Don't worry about it. Just keep doing you.
It's just people being stupid.
People being stupid. Who cares? Who cares? You know. I mean, if you leave a like, awesome. If you leave a dislike, also awesome. Like whatever,
I think,
you know. Just you know.
Yeah, so you're doing the exact same thing. One final point. I think that people that leave dislikes on something that isn't warranted a dislike are like, you like the people that leave a bad review at like a restaurant or something just to, you know, like annoy them. Like, oh, this place was awful. Oh, you know, like bad. Don't like this.
Because I'm mainly talking about the people who go out of their way to do it, though. Yeah, like, if people stumble across a video and they're like, oh, I actually really don't like this, you know, and for whatever reason that they just fundamentally they disagree with everything that's in the video, go for it. Leave a dislike. I don't care. But I'm just talking about the people who like actually go out of their way to be haters. Is like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's so contradictory as well. Like they subscribe and turn on notifications so they can dislike you.
It's crazy.
What?
Crazy world we live in.
The thing is as well, if you really want to damage my YouTube channel, just watch it for like 2 seconds of the video and then leave.
That's the worst thing.
Don't even give them the idea.
Like, you're giving them ideas now,
you're feeding into it. Don't give them any ideas. You're feeding into that.
Now they know.
Now they know. I'm just gonna censor this whole part of the podcast. Just beep. Just this whole thing. What in the world? This guy.
Just killed all of our YouTube channels.
You just killed the whole zombies community. Oh my gosh. K Cosmic canceled. He killed the whole zombies community. Shit.
God, man. YouTube.
But anyways, guys, I think we're going to be wrapping this episode up. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 35 of the podcast. What did you think about the topics we covered today? And just whatever you think in general, put it down in the comments. I'll have Cosmic and ZombieWho linked down in the description, of course. And this was a really fun episode. Do you guys have any other closing thoughts before we wrap things up?
Just thank you to ZombieWho for coming on. It was a great episode, and we'll have to get you on again in the future.
Yes. Yeah, it was a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Well,
no problem at all.
Once again, thank you to ZombieWho for being our special guest for episode 35 of the podcast. If you did enjoy and you're watching this on Twitch and YouTube, go ahead and hit us both with a follow-up. And, wow, I kind of switched my words there. You know what? Just buy the merch. It'll also be linked down below in the description as well. He finally got his shirt. He finally got his shirt in the mail, so we're both repping the Division Z podcast merch here. If you're on Twitch, you can use !merch in the chat, and it'll take you to that. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be down below in the description, of course. And also join the Division Z Hub Discord server. I couldn't think of the name there for a second. It's Discord server where if you want to meet other people, if you're a content creator and you want just a chill, casual place to network and collaborate with others, you can always go there. Or if you want to stay up to date with everything Division Z related, then, you know, that's that too. But I think without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your Saturday. Happy Valentine's Day for all those couples out there. And we will see you all next time. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.